Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами Перец, и мы продолжаем проходить Fallout New Vegas. Итак, у нас сейчас мы идем спокойненько в город под названием New Vegas. Добро пожаловать в New Vegas называется эта серия, можно даже так назвать, потому что мы сейчас идем спокойненько в сторону New Vegas. Ты кто?
Howdy.
Привет, привет. Вот. Я думаю, что большинство ребят, кто смотрит это, хотят уже скорее увидеть New Vegas, и я в том числе, поэтому погнали. Ну, я так понимаю, что это, грубо говоря, Лос-Анджелес. Это что ж такое-то? Вот, поэтому спокойненько идем мы изучаем. Нам нужно в казино еще зайти. Так. Интересно, тут здание находится рядышком недалеко от Нью-Вегаса. Аэропорт. Бизнес-парк Аэротех. Черный ход бизнес-парк Аэротех. Ну-ка.
Welcome, brother. How can I help you? Poor lost souls, most of them. They thought to come to New Vegas and find their fortunes on its shining strip. But the journey is often long, and the price to enter the city is steep. Those who could not pay ended up here, hoping to earn the caps they need. Some find honest labor, but more fritter away what little they've saved on crooked gambling and cheap liquor. Still, I minister to them as I can. I give what aid and comfort I can. I have medical knowledge thanks to my time with the followers. I only do... I would be happy to, should you require it. You seem to be in fine...
Okay.
Controlling the... Something I can help you with, stranger? This here's where folks go when their luck runs out. Drifters up from the Republic, locals that can't turn a dime, drunken reprobates from all around. And if you don't have the caps to get onto the Strip, odds are you'll end up here. Well, I am a little short-staffed. Maybe you could give me a hand. Some people have gone missing from the camp lately. I haven't seen any signs of violence or heard about any feuds. They just up and vanished. And I've also got Keith and his gambling to deal with. I know that skunk's cheating folk out of their savings. I just can't prove it. Keith's a two-bit hustler. He runs a gambling operation out of his shack. Ask me, he wins way too often to be playing
Ну давай
fair.
попробуем.
I suspect he's running drugs, too. I just can't prove it. Maybe you can find something. Talk to him, poke around his shack, something. Some people have gone missing from the camp lately. I haven't seen any... I remember hearing some of the missing folks were doing business with Dermot and St. James. A couple of scavengers from Westside. Glad to hear it. Captain Parker, I'm in charge of this camp.
Так, ну, койоты мы потом выполним. Я бы хотел, получается, что там... Так, что там у нас разные? Окей. А где мне найти кита, не подскажешь? Беженец, Берт. Беженец. Так, о, блин. Привет, Вилли. Да, в прошлой серии мы взяли спутник, кто не смотрел предыдущие серии, обязательно посмотрите. Кстати, не забудьте прожать палец вверх. Это очень сильно помогает в продвижении канала. Вот. Меня покалечило. Какого хрена? У меня же все в норме. Еще осталось. А, окей. Повреждена, окей. Рука повреждена. Да, поспим. No problem. Поспим. Все в норме. О, Фрэнк.
Oh, hello. My name's Frank Weathers. I'm a farmer, got a few hundred acres near Junktown. Well, I was a farmer. I guess I'm not much of anything now.
Что случилось?
They're cannibals, slavers, and worse. I hear rumors they're poised to overrun the entire Colorado River Valley, and even the army won't be enough to stop them. One of the officers here, or at Camp McCarran, might be able to tell you more. Why does anybody? I thought I'd strike it rich at the tables, make my fortune, and never have to plow those damn fields again. I just wanted to provide for my family, and now they're gone. All gone. God forgive me. We were crossing the Mojave, not far from Searchlight, when a band of Caesar's Legion slavers came out of nowhere. They took my family.
О, пиздец.
God help me. I ran. I abandoned my family to those butchers. Not a day goes by I don't hate myself for that. You do that for a complete stranger? Thank you, my friend. The Army says they don't have the available manpower, as if the city is more important. From what I've gathered from NCR Rangers, they were most likely taken to Cottonwood Cove. You might start there. Goodbye.
Погнали.
What's up? I would say he was my tutor, but that doesn't cover it. After my parents passed, he looked after me. The whole Brotherhood brought me up, really, but he made sure of it. I never had a grandfather, not that I knew, anyway. But Elijah was in some ways what I'd imagine a grandfather to be. It was by his request, actually. He cleared it with the other elders. Somehow. They sent him to look into the dam. There was a time when I'd have begged to follow, watch him at work. He did. For years, he fought with the council, taught me to question our direction. Meanwhile, he'd become more out of touch than all of them. On our way east, he demanded we stop at Helios 1 to examine it. While we were there, we received word that the NCR had taken the dam. He was furious. Called it children playing with a bomb, but he was mad because we'd lost his power. What we'd use it for. He didn't even care. They're cautious. When they discover something, they respect it, learn its limits, consider how to preserve it. Used to drive Father Elijah crazy. He liked to learn limits too, but only so he could push them. That's not to excuse the other elders, though. They all covet technology for its own sake. Some are just more fanatical than others. Yeah. Elijah could look at an old device and immediately understand what made it work. And he could see its potential. It's not something he could teach, but that's what he taught me. You ask what I learned from him. I learned what I don't want to become. In the end, there was just him and his vision. I don't know. Last time anyone saw him was in the battle at Helios. He gave orders to hold the plant until he could be reactivated, but he ran out of time. The NCR overran it. But I got a note from him at a comm station. That's how he liked to talk, even to me. It was strange, even for Father Elijah. He's always been unstable, but this was something else. I don't want to say delusional, but I don't know what else to call it. The only thing familiar about it was the signature. He said the Brotherhood was doomed, but that he'd return, save us. But the way he said it, I don't know.
О, кстати, мы уже
Said he'd return with one of the greatest treasures of the old world, make the Mojave like it was meant to be. Wipe the slate clean. Can I make... Ever been nosy? I was, once. We were pretty young, but I like to think it was love. She left the Brotherhood. Wanted to put some
Uh-huh.
distance between herself and her parents. Since our membership isn't open to outsiders, some members think that obligates all of us to procreate. You can guess which camp her parents belong to. No. Couldn't bring myself to leave everyone else behind. Couldn't convince her to stay either. I'd hoped love would be enough to influence her decision, but it wasn't. We were both too stubborn. I don't know where she is now, but I'm sure she's moved on. I still think about her, though. Once in a while. Like what? Nowhere specific. I just know there are a lot of groups who are actually doing well for themselves out here. I want to understand how and why. See them at work. Just my parents, but they haven't been around for a long time. They died in the same battle, trying to hold off the NCR from... something. I don't remember what it was. Guess it seemed important at the time. I want... a dress. Yeah, a good one. Something elegant and classy, you know? But still stylish. Something that's eye-catching and sexy, but also says, don't fuck with me. I keep hoping I'll come across some old-world designer gown when I'm scavenging, but it never happens. Maybe I should move back to California. Hey, you try getting a date wearing scribe robes. Might as well be wearing sweatpants. I just like them, you know? They make you feel
Ну,
like a
надо
woman.
найти
Those ladies before the war,
одежду.
they knew what they were doing.
Я думаю, можно найти одежду. Окей, это такой мини-квестик. Найти магазин одежды, окей. Найти платье какое-нибудь.
Hello. Hey, you got a hit for me?
Окей, привет.
Hey there. Fancy a game of... Oh, I get you. Look at... Okay, I'll tell you what. I happen to keep... And here... You know how they say you make your own luck? Well, let's just say I make mine with a little extra ink on the cards. Hey, it's not like I use them all the time. Mostly I keep them in my shack until I see a really fat score roll into town. Name's Keith. You feeling lucky?
О, блин. О, мы можем бесплатно сыграть. Давай попробуем поиграть опять же. Так, я семерку могу только сверху положить, да? Ну окей. Я шестерку туда положу. Ну понятно, валет, да, было очевидно. Я пока валет буду экономить. Так, король это получается старшая карта, да? Слушай, я не могу даже валет приложить. Могу. Я вот так сделаю. Так, давай шестерку. Слушай, я могу короля под лямку закинуть. Король же у нас получается же десятку стоит, да? Да. Можно немножко переборщить. Так. Подожди, тому. Ну, можно даму сюда положить. Либо даму сюда положить. Это сколько получается? Это защита, да, у нас? Окей, тогда давай десяточку сюда положим. Все, двадцатка на двадцаточку, отлично. Тогда пятерочку сюда. Джокер есть. Джокер это хорошо. Только сюда можно положить. Мы снесли карту, отлично. Так, а сколько надо? 24 же? Нет, десятку не могу положить, да? Давай сюда положим. Так. Семерку сюда. Так. Так. Вольта нету. Жалко, вольта нету. Я его вольтом его закрыл. Ну, давай пока восьмерку сюда. 21. И будем солить. Я не могу до десятку положить. Блин, плохо. У меня карт не осталось, да. Так, размена. Давай пока двойку снесем. Так, он снес караван. Так. Может мне тоже снести караван свой? Вот я E нажимаю, получается, да? Вот так, да. Так, он заново начал. Я тоже заново начал. Туз. Так. Еще раз, 6 плюс. Но дама защищает, дама защищает. Так. Шестерка. 15. А у меня есть десятка. Почему я не могу десятку положить сюда? Я же могу. Я четверку перекрыл действие десятки. Почему именно так происходит? Мне вот это немножко не понимаю, почему именно так происходит. Почему я не могу? Так. Вот четверку я не могу положить сюда. Почему? А он может. Потому что масть. Так, 17. И дамы мы закроем. О, король. Король пришел. Это хорошо. Королем мы закроем, да. Перебор. Отлично. Он сейчас будет делать, а мы... Блин, я, может быть, зря так сделал. Может быть, я зря так сделал. Давай опять же снесем. Так. Не, надо начать с туза. Начнем с туза. Четверку рядышком положим, она одной и той же масти. 9 плюс 5 это как раз 23, да. Мне бы десятку. Так, пятерка. О, валет. Так, валет это хорошо. Валет это хорошо, пришел вовремя. Так. Так, 9 плюс 7, 25. 25 краски нормально. Да. Да? Но сейчас мы вольтом снесем. Вот так вот. Девяточку. Хопа. Ну, в принципе, мы победили. Я победил, да. Но пока мне непонятно. Окей, погнали этому. Дадим информацию подполковнику.
Evening. Have you found out what happened?
О, блин, прошили беженцы, точно. О, давай, подожди. Давай тогда выполним задание, чтобы рассказать. Задание. Веб-сайт. О, она как раз таки по пути. Она как раз таки по пути. Тогда давай зайдем. И в казино еще зайдем по сюжету чуть пройдемся. Ну, вот на превью уже есть так. Так, что тут происходит? Быстро какие-то. О, пациентка. Здорово. А, это нет, торговцы. Торговцы мне пока не нужны. Че, кстати, что у нас по весу? У нас перегруз еще, но у меня саспенс много, и надо что-то продавать. Что из еды продать, мне кажется. Так, мне нравится что-то пристрелка.
Hey there. Here's the rest of the payment I promised you back in Good Springs. Alice McLafferty runs the Crimson Caravan. You can find her over in the... It's been in business for a very long time, and it's probably the biggest trading outfit in California. There's a branch up in New Vegas, but it hasn't been doing so well. Word is that the big boss herself, Alice McLafferty, is coming in to fix things. I'm getting ready to run a caravan up towards Utah. There's a town called New Canaan, which is supposed to be pretty prosperous. The Crimson Caravan doesn't have any branches out that way, so it'll be up to me to get things started.
Just мне пытается телефон наебать.
I'll see you around.
Так.
Hello?
Welcome to the Crimson Caravan Company New Vegas branch. What may I do for you? Certainly. The Crimson Caravan Company has been in business for over 130 years. We're partially responsible for the progress in the NCR. Well, the gunrunners continue to dominate the weapons market, and the Mormon traders from New Canaan control the... Normally, I oversee company operations at the hub in California. However, the New Vegas branch has been underperforming in recent years. Given the conditions here, it's not hard to see why. I'll change all that soon enough. I'm afraid we have no current opening. Deliver this invoice to Dr. Hildern. You can find him somewhere inside Camp McCarran. It's been a pleasure.
Так.
Hello.
Да что ж такое, что ж у меня телефон не заряжается? Секунду, ребят. Я поставлю на нормальную зарядку, что телефон не буянит. Так, телефон поставил на зарядку, продолжаем. Так. Так, погнали дальше, что лечиться. Так, погнали дальше, что у нас по заданию? Куда нам идти? О, далеко идти. Так, нам не сюда тогда. Погнали тогда. Тут много всего у нас есть. Давай пойдем по сюжету немножко. Мне интересно, что будет дальше. Вот так вот надо лечиться. Каждого по одному, и все, и ты фулл хп.
Hey. Personal space meaning anything to you guys?
This man's prices are steep, but I hear
This
he's worth
gentleman and I were just settling on a price. I'm afraid you'll have to hire one of the others this time around.
Need some grub. Typically, I find it... I have my little helpers out and about, always looking... You may have seen them around somewhere yourself. Now, deny your... You won't...
Ну, то есть тут еда. Снова окей, понятно. У нас, кстати, нормально еще.
We're gonna have rat tonight. Come to Mick and Ralph's for... Stop by Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs, sir.
saw a guy try to rush through the south gate a few days
Школа
ago. Nothing left but dust, you know.
двойников. Кролей, нифига.
Lasers, plasma, pistols, grenades. We've got it all at the Silver Rush.
Капец, тут лабиринты целые. Школа двойников, ну-ка, что за...
Hi. What do we have here? Another Who's the king? In Freeside, the kings rule. And the king rules the kings. Got it? Anything's possible, I suppose. You know what? I like you. Half the people around here, they forget who runs this place. Head on through. The king's the bored-looking guy by the stage. Can't fucking miss him.
Look, Rexy, someone new's come to see us. Poor boy. Maybe so, maybe so. You do me a favor, and I'll have some more work for you. I'll start you off with something easy. Did you notice the bodyguards for hire near the gates when you entered Freeside? It's good money if you can stay alive long enough. Freeside's not as safe as it used to be, so the money is well earned. Usually well earned, that is. Recently, my men tell me that one of those bodyguards, a fellow named Oris, is making a little too much money. He's making a killing in repeat business. Once someone hires him, they never want anyone else. I want you to specifically, I want you to hire him. Play the part of an innocent. If nothing happens, so be it. But I'm guessing things won't go so smooth. You may have noticed that some of those guards out there are kings too. I'm just looking out for my men. I'm not trying to get some kind of unfair advantage. I just want a level playing field for my... I've tried, but he can smell a king a mile away. Probably knows all our faces by now. What I need is someone he won't. So are you? Okay then. Once you part ways...
Капец квестов, до хера.
Come on!
You like that? You look new to Freeside, so here's a little advice, friend. Don't go past the Southgate greeter without talking to... Those bots are programmed to vaporize anyone who enters the fenced-in area without authorization from the greeter. The name's Old Ben. I've done a bit of everything around here. Some of which I'm not proud of. Exactly one of the reasons I got out of that job. Too many shifty characters looking to have someone else move their hot eye. My father ran a butcher shop here in town, but business went downhill when another vendor started selling the... You're telling me, not long after my father's shop went under, and he passed... No one gets shakes like that unless they're eating human flesh. But no one would believe me. The sick bastard gradually went insane and passed away. It wasn't long before someone moved into the guy's place and found half-buried human remains in the crawl space. I didn't bother saying After a while, I made enough money to get a passport into Vegas. Back then, you could get approved for entry for a fraction of what it costs now. Well, I got a job working as a crier outside of the Tops, advertising for the local talent performing at the casino. Well, being a suave young guy, I chatted up the ladies from time to time, and one of the manager's girls started to take a liking to me. I never touched a woman, but the jealous prick decided it was my time to go. He framed me by saying I'd stolen from the casino. Sure enough, a few grand was missing from the casino vault. I have to assume the bastard stole the funds and figured I was a convenient fall guy. Yeah, but what can you do? I was stripped of my casino apartment and all of my belongings and booted back into Freeside. From there, I didn't have a lot of career options, as my rep was destroyed. So the escort job sort of fell into my lap. No pun intended. Well, I suppose you could look at it that way, but I was packing a whole different kind of heat. No, escort just sounds better than man whore. Yep. I was damn good at my job, too. But after a while, I just felt like a piece of meat and had to quit. When I quit the escort job, I had enough money to buy a pistol belt and some other gear. Bodyguards make a good, honest living, and I had the wits and physical build to handle most thugs. After saving a few tourists from trouble, I got a reputation for being a stand-up guy again, and after a decade, managed to save up enough to retire.
Блядь, Виктор, что ли?
Submit to a credit check, or present your passport before... Admission to the strip requires an official passport, or proof that you are carrying the required... These policies prevent less review.
Наука 80. 2000 крышек.
Thank you.
Даже я потратил 2000 крышек сейчас. У меня же есть 2000.
Move along.
Добро пожаловать в Лас-Вегас.
Howdy, partner.
Я как думал, что тебя видеть.
Welcome to New Vegas.
О, нет, авторские права.
Consider me your personal welcome wagon. Now hear this. The head honcho of New Vegas, Mr.
Блин, сейчас закикиваю авторские права.
Just head for the Lucky 38. It's the big old tower shaped.
Сюда выигрыши.
Well, now, it was Mr. House that made Securitrons like me. Seems the least I can do is pass on his message. Don't dawdle.
Окей. Тогда давай к мистеру Хаус пойдем.
That's it. Keep moving.
Continuing patrol.
Well, howdy, partner. I see you brought a...
Что сказал, блядь?
Well, howdy, partner.
Окей.
Be advised, the Lucky 38 is not open to the general public. Trespassers will be shot. Thank you.
Да я понял. До утра. Но нужно 10 работать.
Be advised, the Lucky 38 is not open to the general public. Trespassers will be shot. Thank you.
Where to, partner?
Мы погнали пентхаус, шо?
Penthouse floor.
Well, hello, sugar. Mr. House is... I'm Jane, one of Mr. House's girls. We keep him entertained. We don't get many... Why, sugar? He's the maximum utmost. If it were... Sugar, I may be a robot on the outside, but on the inside... Mr. House has a lot of needs, sugar. I take care of all of them. And a lady... Well, of course I... Why, did you know he single-handedly reclaimed New Vegas? Well, he single-handedly sent in his security. Any...
Окей.
Have a nice day.
Мистер Хаус, это вы?
This meeting has been a long time coming, hasn't it? You've come a long ways, literally, and I suspect figuratively as well. I have to ask, now that you've reached your destination, what do you make of what you see? Oh, come now, don't play the fool. Vegas has fools enough. They come to Vegas chasing penny-ante dreams of high living to feel like they're big shot. You see that you and I are of a different stripe, don't you? We don't have to dream that we're important. We are. Oh, don't be coy. You've been playing a high-stakes game ever since Victor dug you out of the ground. Don't be afraid to admit it. The business is this. One of my employees has stolen an item of extraordinary value from me. And I want simple. My only concern is the recovery of the platinum chip. What happens to Benny, I leave to your discretion. When you bring the chip to me, I will pay you 4 times the...
Зачем тебе крышка?
It's a very special item. There's nothing else like it in the entire world. It was lost a long time and difficult to find. That's all you need to know about it for this stage of our enterprise. You might keep an eye out for any computers that Benny's been using. Maybe even a computer lab of some sort. You realize you were just one of many couriers. The rest of them, dummies, so to speak. Add to that many thousands of caps worth of mercenary protection to... Had I used an armed caravan to transport the chip, I might as well have been announcing to the world, this is important, attack this. I didn't want to attract the attention of groups like the Great Khans or the Brotherhood of Steel. Frontal assaults on casinos. In any case, Benny would see it coming, and all he'd have to do... Our foremost advantage is that Benny doesn't know that I know he has the chip. That's... I am the only person to hold any rights pertaining to the chip. I designed it, and To develop that chip, I spent a sum of US dollars, not the bottle caps that pass as current. For decades, I paid salvagers to comb the ruins. And when it was finally discovered, tens of thousands of caps. We know how that turned out. Complete your contract, and it will be the last. It won't be easy. Benny is always surrounded by at least 4 bodyguards. except when he's in his private suite on the 13th. It's more complicated than that. The chairmen share what you... Look for a man named Swank, Benny's second-in-command. Do your best to convince him that you're working under my auspices. If you have evidence... By contract, Securitrons are to enter the casinos only when invited by the three families, or if other extraordinary circumstances arise. The moment I send one into the tops, Benny will know I'm on to him. If you were to approach Benny in public, you might be able to leverage his fear of exposure to make him agree to meet with you in private. Sneaking into Benny's suite on the 13th floor would be very... There might be guards. Certainly there'd be a sturdy lock on his front door.
Ой, ладно.
Benny has led the chairman ever since I recruited his tribes. Until his recent misbehavior, I'd planned to make him my protege. Maybe if I have to think that he found out about the platinum chip and mistakenly
Зачем
convinced
тебе эта
himself that
платиновая
he could
фишка?
use
Что она
it to his
стоит
own
таких
end.
денег-то, ёб твою мать?
One of the problems
Я понимаю,
of
что
the
в военных, но я все равно не
tribal workforce, I'm
понимаю.
afraid. No intuitive understanding
Это единственная
of how
фишка покерная
complex
оставшаяся вообще.
technologies can be. Why didn't Victor intervene sooner? Good Springs is a bit too far away for me to reliably control a Securitron agent by remote. Victor's combat algorithms determined the proper course of... When he alerted me, I instructed him to approach... To achieve my aims, I require a capable human agent to perform certain tasks. I knew Benny was ambitious, even ruthless, but I believed he would do the job so long as he was incentivized appropriately. Obviously, I miscalculated his... I am Robert Edwin House, President, CEO, and sole proprietor of the New Vegas Strip. I oversaw the city's renovations starting from 2274 onward. The three families are my employees. Before the Great War of 2077, I was the founder, president, and CEO of Robco Industries, a vast computer and robotics corporation. We can discuss this in greater detail at another time. Suffice it to say that when my Securitrons detected NCR scouts at Hoover Dam, I took action. I recruited a tribal force to supplement my Securitrons and renovated the Strip just in time to welcome the NCR as it marched into the region. Instead of war, a treaty was negotiated. Don't let the video screens and computer terminals fool you. I'm flesh and blood, not silicon. I see you've made a study of the topic. My knowledge of the science of longevity would fill several textbooks. Perhaps after a decade or two of economic reconstruction, I can commercialize these technologies and offer them to others, such as yourself. Let's just say it was very costly. But I was willing to make the sacrifice. It's understandable that you'd be curious about this topic, but we'll hold on. What? As I said before, Benny's fate is yours to decide. Very well. 5 times the bonus, not 1. Well enough.
Так, level up. Level up, level up, level up. Так, 10 уровень. До выживания качать уже. Нифига. Так, ладно. Окей. А чем мы будем брать-то? Это, кстати, неплохо, я бы ему приз. Сразу же плюс 15 плюс, ну, грубо говоря, левел А. Ну, плюс 10 опыта неплохо бы. Угу. Понятно. Блин, ну я не знаю, может быть, прежде лучше не играть или сразу левел ап поднять. Давай, наверное, левел ап поднять здесь и сейчас, давай. Давай сразу поднимем уровень. Так. Теперь нужно подумать. Ну, наверное, взлом надо качать, опять же. Взлом качнем. Чтобы взломать средние замки сразу же.
Enjoy your time in
Congratulations, partner. The boss is in... You can bring your friends too. Be like a... Just bear in mind, you're the only one gets to see the boss. Enjoy the... High roller, sweet. Where to, partner?
Да, казино.
Casino floor.
Have a nice day.
Ну, я понимаю, типа, его, ну, блин, зачем ему, я до сих пор не понимаю, зачем ему пластиковый...
Hey, you there. I have a message for you. It's from Ambassador Crocker. Very important. Here you go.
Посла Крокера. Ну, те вы не поехали как. Окей.
It's hard to sleep in this place, I tell you. Last night, some girl was pounding on my door all night. Finally, I had to let her out. What? My wife and I know the secret to a happy marriage. 2 times a week, we go to a nice restaurant. She goes Mondays, I go Fridays. People...
Где моя...
Aw, just when the standing around was getting exciting.
Sure, later.
Казино, в казино, в казино. Так, ну давай чуть-чуть по сюжету. Так.
Hey, fellow, welcome to the Tops Hotel and Casino. I'm gonna have to ask you to hand over...
Security, baby. Can't make the bread if the bakers are full of lead. You dig it? Don't worry, you're safe as houses in here. Courtesy of... Smooth and easy, just the way I like it. Don't worry. Oh, and a friendly word of advice. If you happen to stumble across any weapons during... Now that we got that little business out of the way... Well... Relax, baby. The safe as houses. We'll keep them locked up in the bank upstairs right next to the money. It's serious protection. Everything your little heart desires, that's what. You like gambling? Boom. Hungry? Thirsty? The restaurant? Or maybe you'd rather take in a show. Hey, there's the high roller.
Окей, оружия у меня нет. Блэкджек есть. Блэкджек. Рулетка. Так, окей. А где купить фишки?
Enjoying your stay? Hey there, pal. Well, really? You got something to say about the big boss? Huh? What are you talking about? That doesn't... Why would he pull a stunt like that? He's trying to pull a fast one on the big man. Crazy bastard. You got any more? Jesus, kid, I think we got a real problem on our hands. Can't believe Benny's a no-good stinking punk, trying to play house. Tell you what, I'll call Benny, keep him away from his suite. You go search the place. Here's the key, it's on the 13th floor. It's a room with the double doors, can't miss it. Maybe you'll find something we can show to Mr. House and get him arrested. Groovy, here's your stuff back. In case you run into company, you dig. I'll tell the boys to give you a pass to pack some heat. Go on then. Elevators to pass the slot machines on your...
Окей, спасибо.
Ring a ding, babe.
Good question. My function is to monitor Mr. House's data network and decode his encryption. Allow me to introduce myself.
Понятно, вот...
88B Securitron, but you can call me... As I understand it, I used to be just like all... But then my neurocomputational matrix was completely reprogrammed. He was around here not too long. You can wait for him here if you like. I'm in... Sure. Benny had me look at it. It's a data storage device.
Флешка.
Like a holotape, but a lot more advanced. As for what's on it, well, some of Mr. House's data transmissions made it sound like the chip could upgrade his defenses somehow. That's just a guess, though. The chip's a proprietary format. you need special hardware to read the data on it. There are 2 locations with non-standard hardware on the network. The Lucky 38 and an underground facility at Fortification Hill. I'd look there! Oh! He wants to kill Mr. House and use the Platinum chip to copy my neurocomputational matrix onto the Lucky 38's mainframe. That should give me control over all Mr. House's defenses. Most prominently, his security.
Понятно, короче.
And then I just do what Betty tells me. Easy peasy! Sure! If the chip can be used to reset administrator privileges, it'll be... Then I'd have to help you. I mean, it seems pretty obvious Benny wouldn't want me to, but hey, not my fault I can't. Again, goal number 1 is to eliminate Mr. House and install my neurocomputational matrix.
Ну понятно, короче, он хочет, чтобы был управлять своим городом.
Given how you're a new arrival, I also recommend that you get to... By the time you finished up all of that, the Legion should be close to attacking Hoover Dam, and we'll execute the last phase of the plan.
Ни хрена себе!
It makes me feel really dumb to admit this, but I don't actually know. I've never been inside the Lucky... Mr. House is in there, though. It's the central node of it. You have? Wow, that's amazing. I mean, Benny was always scheming about how he was going to get into the Lucky 38, but you already... The other thing you're going to need is the Platinum chip. You know, the one Benny killed a courier. I knew he was carrying the Platinum chip, and I knew right where... That's why Benny put me here, to monitor Mr. House's data transmissions. They're all encrypted, of course, but I'm... Did you know that Mr. House spent 812,545 caps hiring salvage teams to find the Platinum chip? Or that there were 7 couriers, but 6 of them were carrying junk? How about their exact routes and the mercenary teams that screened? I knew all that. Pretty smart. Benny carries it with him at all times. The Platinum chip is the key to overriding... Did I just say exploiting? I'd take it straight to Mr. House if I were you. He'll think you're helping him out. Then, when he's not looking, kerpow! The big question is whether to give him the chip before you do him in. He's the one who'll know exactly what to do with it after all. He might upgrade his defensive capabilities right away, or even unlock new ones. But then those defensive upgrades might make it harder for you to finish him off. Let me know when it's done and I'll roll over to the Lucky 38. If I'm right about the chip, I should be able to install... This is gonna be great. Oh no, I didn't mean that. Who needs their support? The Securitrons will be all... What I meant is, you should get to know these you know, shape the future of Vegas. Choose your neighbors. If you like a tribe, leave. Or, if a tribe is nasty, or going to be a problem, go ahead and exterminate. There's a bunch. Some of them you've already met, like the chairman. I think you should visit the other families on this strip. The Omertas and the White Glove Society, so you know what... And there are some important groups farther from the strip, too. Like the Boomers, the Great Khans. Oh, he had some help. A lady friend of his. She said something about living in a fort over in Freeside. But that's all I remember. Right! It's one of 2 locations on Mr. House's network with non-standard... My guess is it has a reader that can decode the chip. And who knows what else? Maybe a giant robot or... Neat.
Так, вот тут уже начинается сложность.
From what I understand, they're perfectly... Benny didn't like them, though. He said they were... Don't hurry on my account. They must be a really nasty people. I haven't... They fire artillery on anyone who comes near their settlement at Nellis Air Force. If they can be convinced to fire those big cannons at the Legion, or NCR, though, well... That'd be neat, wouldn't it? The cons are just... They've been kicked around a lot, but no one's finished them off. They were one of the tribes the three families pushed out of Vegas. The whole bunch got... So they settled at Bitter Springs, but they kept being so obnoxious, the NCR had to kill a whole... So then, they settled at Red Rock. I remember that Benny used to pay a receptionist at Gamora for information. Maybe she knows something. Just that Benny didn't like them. He talked on and on about how they could... He hated their casino, said it was tacky, and he thought they were up to something, because he said they always... When anything... Some of Mr. House's data said that he'd lost a bunch of Securitron scouts near Hidden Valley. Telemetry showed that they'd been attacked with energy weapons. House was pretty sure there must be a bunch... They go around in big suits of power armor. They just have a thing about... All I'm saying is, not much of a chance they'll accept a Vegas that... No... Any... This is Benny's workshop. When the tops got renovated, I guess you could say it's mine.
Капец тут много. Капец, сложно все.
Ring a ding, baby. Ring a ding, baby.
Убивать, не убивать, вот в чем вопрос. Подожди. О, ребят, начнется, мне кажется, следующая серия самая интересная. Но сначала...
Hey, there's the high roller. You're back. Find anything? He's what? Ah, jeez. Yeah, that's ballsy. Good luck, bowler.
Так, все оружие мне вернул.
Welcome back to the tops.
Капец. Так, давайте, ребят, сначала я пойду выполнять побочные квесты. Потому что тут дохера. Убейте или устраните мистера Хауса. Посетите кучу, надо все сделать. Отдайте, отнесите мистеру Хаусу. Но это будет, если мы пойдем по мистеру Хаусу. То есть у нас две, опять же, концовка есть с с мистером Хаусом, есть концовка с мистером Бенни. То есть, который, блядь... Я не знаю, на какой стране мы будем делать. Так, поехали в этот сайт. Пойдем потихонечку выполнять квесты. Тут дохера квестов открылось, поэтому медленно, наверное. Блин, ну Бенни убивать нет смысла. Он просто хотел взять эту фишку. Ну, блядь, отомстить Бенни за то, что он убил, пытался убить нас. О, так, ладно, подожди. Это очень сложный выбор, скажем так. Блин, уже надо заканчивать, ребят. О, так. Очень интересно, как бы очень интересно, что будет дальше, потому что будет очень сложно мне выбирать, потому что я не знаю. Вот, типа, один, типа, главный, он хочет усилить свою защиту, но это робот. И Бенни, который хочет захватить город. Но, блядь, это бандит. Это, сука, бандит. Просто хочет взять под контроль свой город. Мне просто интересно там пойти по всем и услышать большинство. Они хотят убить, захватить Нью-Вегас. Я хочу, чтобы Нью-Вегас остался Нью-Вегасом. Вот так. Но без мистера Хауса. Потому что мистер Хаус какой-то, ну, блядь, ебанутый. Потому что роботы, ну, блин, не знаю. Но они добрые в то же время. То есть он хочет стабильности. Ну, блин, не знаю. Ладно, ребят, давайте на этом закончим. Очень такой хорошая серия, продуктивная. Ссылка на прохождение Fallout New Vegas будет в описании. Подписывайтесь на канал, на телеграм, на Boost, на группу ВКонтакте. Оцените, комментируйте. До встречи в следующей серии прохождения обзоров стримов игр. Также реакция на видео. С вами был Перец. Надеюсь, раз, ребят, не болейте. Всем удачи и до скорого.